Hello, my students. How are you? I hope you are all right. Hello, you who are not one of my students. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to help and share knowledge. In this video, we are going to learn some vocabulary about job and occupation. So let's start with some words and useful sentences. Work, to work. Work, to work. Job, profession. Employee, employer. How do you say that in English? You may say, what do you do for a living? Or just, what do you do? So, what do you do? I am a teacher. What does she do? She is a teacher. Well, guys, if you need money, you need to get a job. And if you want to get a job, you need to apply for a job. And you are going to have a job interview. Some people, they have a full-time job. Some people have a part-time job. But everyone wants a good salary. And you have to respect your boss, because no one wants to hear you're fired. But everyone wants to hear from the boss, you're doing a great job. And maybe he is going to give you a promotion. And after working for a long time, you are going to retire. Now, I'm gonna ask you two questions. What does he do and what does she do? And then we are going to learn the names of some professions. So, what does he do? He's a doctor. What does she do? She's a nurse. What does he do? He's a lawyer, or he's an attorney. You can say lawyer or attorney in English to say advogado. All right? Lawyer or attorney. What does he do? He's a judge. But this guy, he is not a judge. He's a referee. See the difference? When we are talking about the law, we say judge. When we are talking about sports, then we say referee. Okay? What does she do? She's a salesperson. What does she do? She's a secretary. What does he do? He's a waiter. Do you know this guy? What does he do? He's a writer. He's a very famous writer. What does he do? He's a bricklayer. What does he do? He's a baker. How about this guy? What does he do? He's a butcher. Do you know this guy? What does he do? He's an actor. He is a very famous actor here in Brazil. What does she do? She's an engineer. What does she do? She's a babysitter. What does this guy do? He's a barber. And what does she do? She's a hairdresser. What does he do? He's a carpenter. Do you know her? What does she do? She's a chef. She's not only a chef, she's a master chef. Do you know this guy, Carlinhos de Jesus? What does he do? He's a dancer. He's a very famous dancer in Brazil. Do you know her? What does she do? She's a singer. Her name is Alcione. She is a very famous singer here in Brazil. What does she do? She's a professor. What does he do? He's a teacher. She's a professor and he's a teacher. A teacher usually works at school. A professor usually works at the university. What does she do? She's a dentist. What does she do? She's a bus driver. What does he do? He's a farmer. What does he do? He's a firefighter. What does he do? He's a fisherman. And what does he do? He's a garbage collector. What does he do? He's a janitor. And what does she do? She's a librarian. What does he do? He's a mechanic. What does he do? He is a painter. What does she do? She's a photographer. What does she do? She's a pilot. What does he do? He is a police officer. Do you know this guy from the TV show called Chaves? Jaiminho, do you know him? What does he do? He's a postman. A postman, just like this guy. What does she do? She's a psychologist. Well, that's all, folks. Thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed the video. See you next time. Bye bye.